Hello everyone, my name is Gurveen Kaur. I am lecturer at Praveen Patil College of Diploma Engineering and Technology. We are continuing with chapter number 4, that is environmental pollution, and the topic which we are going to cover today is municipal waste. So let's see what municipal waste types are all about. So municipal waste can be solid waste, biomedical waste and e-waste. A municipal waste is basically called as trash, garbage or rubbish. These three names, you can say different countries are having different names. Any waste which is discarded by the public. When public discard any type of waste, that waste comes under the category of municipal waste. So here we are having three categories: solid waste, biomedical waste and e-waste. So the first waste which we are going to study is e-waste. E-waste is electronic waste, okay, or electronic waste is a waste which is discarded by the people. Means any electronical device or equipments discarded by the people is called as electronic waste. And this electronic waste we can reuse, we can resell. Recycling is done by material recovery, okay. And at last level, when that product is of no use, that is available for disposal. So information regarding the information regarding the proper disposal of e-waste is also necessary. Why? Because the developing countries, they are not having proper knowledge, and if proper disposal is not done of e-waste, or they have lack of knowledge regarding proper disposal of the e-waste, then it leads to adverse human health effects and also causes environmental pollution. So electronic scrap components can be CPU, okay. Now we all know that CPU contains many harmful materials. It contains lead, it contains cadmium, beryllium, brominated flame retardants, many more components are present in the CPU, in the motherboard, when which comes in contact of water or which comes in contact with the environment, it can cause severe adverse effects. So recycling and disposing of the e-waste should be done in a proper manner, because if not done, it has a significant risk which is which can have a very bad effect on the health of the worker and of the communities. Over here, the next step is biomedical waste. Now biomedical waste, you can say, is a hospital waste. This waste contains infectious materials. This waste can be associated with many other aspects. It can be from medicals, it can be from laboratories, it can be from hospitals. So all there are many sources from where biomedical waste can be generated, okay. And this includes infusion kit, packaging kits, bandages. Now this waste, they contains biomolecules, or you can say they contains organism which, if in case is released in the environment, it becomes very harmful, and also they are contagious. Not only it is harmful, but this type of waste, they are pretty much contagious, and people may come in contact with that. Example can be used bandages, syringes, injections, then tapes are there. Those tapes contaminated, then blood bags are there. Then a knife, scissoring knife, operation knives, all those comes under this biomedical waste, and they are highly contagious, which may cause certain diseases if we are not disposing that properly. Even the person who is disposing it should take care, because if it those waste or those disease, if they come in contact with those used materials, then even they are at the risk of getting those type of diseases. So biomedical waste is you can say a very infectious and hazardous waste, okay. This waste can be in the form of liquid also, it can be in the form of solid also. Liquid category includes discarded blood. Solid category may include sharp knife, okay. Then the knives, or you can say certain equipments which are used for post-mortem reports. At that time, whatever whatever things are used or for operations, for dressing, discarded gloves, all these are category of biomedical waste. Sources over here, different sources are there, from where these three types of waste is generated. First one is residential source. It includes households and residential areas, and this is the major source of, you can say, solid waste, because maximum amount of solid waste, either it can be bandit kids are also, you can find this type of waste can be generated from home. Biomedical waste is generated, electronic waste is also generated from home. Commercial sources include from business, like such as food factories, then beverages, shops of beverages, banks, etc. From these are the commercial sources. Institutional sources include public and government institutions, like office or like offices, religious institutions, prisons, schools, universities. Open areas are the areas, you can say, along the roadside areas, where the sweeper is sweeping on the road. Those category comes under open area. Roadside dustbin is included in the open areas. Other then garbage dustbins which are present in park, all those come under open areas. Industrial sources, there are various types we have studied, and from there also harmful hazardous waste is generated. Health facilities, from hospital, many types of biomedical waste you can find. Then even other solid waste also included in this category. Construction and demolition, from there also a large amount of waste is generated while constructing the apartment, or demolition of a particular building. Many waste is generated. The ceiling, staircase, all the cement, those type of waste is generated. And even if certain things are left, suppose people leave certain unwanted things over there, those kind of wastes are also generated. Agriculture sources includes farming. Okay, in that many types of organic waste you will find. Electronic and electrical waste, we have discussed computer, mobile phone, radios, all those things include electrical and electronic waste. Household appliances nowadays, like washing machines, pressure cooker, iron machine, then hair dryers, razors, all those categories comes under electrical waste. Now we learn what are different waste, what are the sources of those waste. Now effects of waste on the environment. So first one is the climate change, second one is the wildlife, and third one is the public health. Now climate change. Now this climate change, we all know it plays a very important factor. Okay, a certain change in the climate can has various effects on the environment, on the working structure of the earth. Even in the calculations, or you can say the statistics which are found on the rotation of the earth, all those factors changes. If certain changes there, the glaciers start to melt. So climate change plays a very important role. We have learned all these things in greenhouse gases, global warming, what effect we are having when the climate is changing. So you can say that this also plays a very important factor, because climate change may leads to generation of many types of waste, and handling those waste, it becomes a problem. So one example I would like to give you all, that of whatever trash we are dumping on the land, or we are throwing the trash like that on the road, public road, what happens from that, large amount of methane gas is generated, and that methane gas, it damages the land. The burning of large and open pile of trash in various parts of earth, when we are dumping this type of trash, what is happening, it gathers and piles up in a large amount. And when burning takes place, hazardous fuels, hazardous chemicals, different types of chemicals, because all the waste are, merged together and they are piled up. So different types of gases is emerged or from released from that waste, and it gets mixed up in the atmosphere, and they are having very dangerous level of carbon dioxide. And you know what happens when these carbon dioxide get mixed up in the atmosphere, it heats up our planet. The greenhouse gases effect is also spoiled over there. Okay, now here the researchers have calculated that approximately 40% of the world trash is burned in the pile up fashion, and when they are burned in the pile up fashion, they becomes large scale risk for atmosphere also, and the people living in the atmosphere, especially near those burning area site where this type of burning takes place. So climate change is also having a very greater impact in generation due to the generation of waste. Now the second type is wildlife. Wildlife is also, somehow related to waste generation. How it is related, that I will explain to you all. Now we all know that when we throw or pile up waste on the roadside, or we throw garbage in the water, what happens? The animals and the marine water animals or species, they cannot distinguish between food and waste. They cannot distinguish between the factor what is food and what is waste. They consume both the thing, because they are hungry, they are not getting proper food, because government is many areas, government are not taking care properly. So when people throw certain things into or in the river side or on the roads, due to their starving nature, what happens? They consume that, and while consuming they cannot distinguish what they are consuming. So what happens? This has a very adverse effect on their health, because they are consuming trash, and it becomes the reason of their death. And because animals and even aquatic animals, they are not having the capacity of digesting those type of trash. Even like fish, sea turtles, whales, all these animals, over the years when statistics were conducted, thousands of species till now, water body species I'm talking about, has found in plastic fragments in their body when they died, or when investigation, when postmortem was done for of those bodies, plastic fragments were found in their body, because their body are not having high acidic levels. Due to no high acidic levels, they cannot process such type of food, and it gets stuck in their body only. And this type of plastic fragments, they exist for more than 100 years. So you all know how much effect this will cost on animals and life. So this thing is very bad. Proper food should be provided, and even waste should not be thrown on in roads or in the water, because other people, animals and species, they cannot distinguish what is difference between food and what is difference between plastic. They consume everything, and which create very adverse effect for the biodiversity. Third one is public health. Public health is also related to, you can say, waste, because whatever waste is generated, it is generated by people only. Large amount of trash is produced. Who is producing? Animals are producing trash? No, we humans itself. Humans are only producing this type of trash, and we don't know how to dispose it. We are not learning any measures. We don't know proper measures to dispose it correctly. So what we are going to do, we are going to have problems created by ourself only. This will be downfall for us. This will be a bad impact on the environment, and on the wildlife. So this is the risk factor which is created by we humans only. We in many aspect we are generating trash. Electromagnetic radiations, that type of, even those radiations are signals, are very hazardous, you can say, for animals also, or the birds which are flying in the air. This, it is very a threat causing to them. Then we are developing many diseases like asthma, birth defects. Why nowadays many children are born with birth defects? Why? Because proper treatment is not given to them. We are living in a polluted environment. It affects the health of the mother, so the health of the baby is also affected. Cancer, cardiovascular disease, childhood cancers are there, infectious disease. Then due to this, low birth rate is there. Why all these factors are there? Because the waste is generated by we people only, and the consequences is also we are only going to face the consequences. So this is what you can say, the health of the public is degrading or deteriorating by the consequences created by public itself. The last topic of this chapter is methods to manage waste. So first one is landfill. In landfill, this is a very popular method. In this method, what we are doing, we are disposing the waste inside the ground. We are burying the waste in the land. So whatever waste which is eco friendly, that waste is buried in the ground. So this way the this way what happens, we are not going to face the residue reactions. So this is one of the popular method. Only bearing of the waste is done, so it gets mixed up and degraded in the soil only, so it is of one benefit where no release of harmful gases are there. Second is incineration or combustion. This is a technique in which the municipal solid waste are burned at very high temperature, and when they are burned at high temperature, they convert the residue, whatever the municipal waste is having, into gaseous products. So when it is converted into gaseous products, so no leakage is there or no release in the environment is there, and those gaseous products are used for some other factors. So this is also a very good method of managing waste. Third one is recovery and recycling. We have already studied this part. In this, what happened, we know when certain items, I suppose if I am using a particular equipment or a particular gadget, if I know that this is no longer used for me but it is in a good condition, instead of throwing it away, I will sell it to some other person or to the shopkeeper, so that the product which I am not having need at this moment, but it can be useful to some other person, so this will not have any effect in the environment. Okay. And second thing, if a product which can be recovered, why we are not recovering it? We should recover those type of product, because instead of buying a new one, when you can make a particular thing work, it is a good option. So this will be also a very benefit, cause a benefit for the environment. And recycling products which we throw away, instead of throwing away, we should see that if this product can be used into recycling. Instead of throwing paper away in the dustbin, we all know that recycling is done, so we can sell these papers, we can give this paper to raddiwalas, because those are the people who are best example for for recycling. The government are related, municipals are related to those people sell all the plastic, all the paper to the municipal corporation, and they do proper recycling of that. So instead of throwing it away, this type of techniques we can use, which will be very helpful in saving our environment. Again, recycling is there over here. Waste products we can recycle. Okay, so what happened, instead of throwing that, we can convert those product into a new product. We can prevent the energy of that product which we are using, and at last what will happen, fresh raw materials will be generated. The energy which was there, that is also prevented from being wasted. So this component is a very important one. We have covered in this component in the R types: recycle, reduce, reuse, all those factors. These things was covered. Last one is plasma gasification. This is a very important form of waste management technique. In this, what has happened, plasma is used. It is a ionized gas. Okay, this plasma, they are electrically charged, and we are using this plasma which produces temperature, high amount of temperature this plasma ions produce. And when this high temperature is produced, what happens, the waste which is disposed, those waste gets converted into no, gaseous state. Means whatever waste is generated through solid or liquid waste, those waste gets converted into gaseous state due to plasma gasification, and this way those gases can be used for other factors. So this will not have any harm to the environment. No gases will be released in the environment, no inhalation will be there, and no adverse effects will be there. So this was fourth chapter all about. Thank you everyone.